Today's story is called Dog Breath. It is The Horrible Trouble with Hally Tosis by Dave Pilkey. Dog Breath. I got this book out of a little free library. Ooh, there's our title page. Dog Breath. And the dedication says for Mom and Dad and Hally. There once was a dog named Hally who lived with the Tosis family. The Hally Tosis was a very good dog, but she had a big problem. You see what they're doing? Hally Tosis had horrible breath. Whenever Hally Tosis opened her mouth, horrible things happened. When the children took Hally Tosis for a walk, everyone else walked on the other side of the street. Even skunks avoided Hally Tosis. But the real trouble started one day when Grandma Tosis stopped by for a cup of tea, and Hally jumped up to say hello. Mr. and Mrs. Tosis were not amused. Something has to be done about that smelly dog, they said. The next day, Mr. and Mrs. Tosis decided to find a new home for Hally. The children knew that the only way they could save their dog was to get rid of her bad breath, so they took Hally Tosis to the top of a mountain that had a breathtaking view. They hoped that the breathtaking view would take Hally's breath away, but it didn't. Even the sun is holding its nose. Next, the children took Hally Tosis to a very exciting movie. They hoped that all the excitement would leave Hally breathless. They're going to see Breath of a Salesman, starring Perry O'Donnell and Gingivitis. But it didn't. Finally, the children took Hally Tosis to a carnival. They hoped that Hally would lose her breath on the speedy roller coaster. Because it says you'll lose your breath on the roller coaster on the sign. All right, there they are. Look at all the people behind Hally Tosis. But that idea stunk too. The plans to change Hally's bad breath had failed. Now only a miracle could save Hally Tosis. Sadly, the three friends said goodnight, unaware that a miracle was just on the horizon. Okay, predict in your head. What do you think the miracle is going to be? I don't know. Look out that window. I have an idea. Later that night, when everyone was sound asleep, two sneaky burglars crept into the Tosis house. The two burglars were tiptoeing through the dark, quiet rooms when suddenly they came upon Hally Tosis. Yikes, whispered one burglar. It's a big, mean, scary dog. Aw, don't be silly, whispered the other burglar. That's only a cute little fuzzy puppy. The two burglars giggled at the sight of such a friendly little dog. That dog couldn't hurt a fly, whispered one burglar. Come here, Poochie Poochie, whispered the other. So Hally Tosis came over and gave the burglars a nice big kiss. Slurp! The next morning, the Tosis family awoke to find two burglars passed out cold on their living room floor. It was a miracle. The Tosis family got a big reward for turning in the crooks, and soon Hally Tosis was the most famous crime-fighting dog in the country. In the end, Mr. and Mrs. Tosis changed their minds about finding a new home for Hally. They decided to keep their wonderful watchdog after all. So they're putting up a sign that says, this home protected by dog breath over here. And some of the headlines from the newspaper says, Hero Hound halts hoodlums, Rancid respirations restrain robbers, bad breath bungles burglary, panting pooch paralyzes prowlers, and mutant space dog captures evil Elvis clones. Because life without Hally Tosis just wouldn't make any sense. So they all got clothespins for their noses. Bad breath is better than no breath at all, is what it says at the end. So that was dog breath. The Horrible Trouble with Halitosis by Dave Pilkey.